Uh, Features of Java, it is platform independent, and it is more secure. Uh, it is easy to use, and multi-threading in Java use multi-threading concepts. Um,
Okay. And what are the features of Java 1.8? Yeah.
1.8, sir. Uh, all these features are in 1.8, sir.
Okay. So what is the stream API? What is the
Sir,
stream API? Yeah.
Stream API. Uh, it is it is used to connect between the client systems, uh, between the two connection, used to network, sir. For networking programming, we use the streams, sir. Streams.
Okay.
Using streams, we use the two network
Mhm.
systems in the network.
Okay. And what are the
Sure.
OOPS concept in Java?
Oops concepts in Java are encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance.
Okay. So what is abstraction?
Abstraction is means it hide the implementation details, and it will show the required information of the
And how?
program of in
Okay.
an
And how you
application.
achieve in the Java?
In Java, we achieve abstraction by using abstract class. Uh, we,
Okay.
we achieve abstraction using abstract class and abstract
And what is
methods.
the difference between the interface and abstract class?
Both are means in abstract class we only use both abstract methods and uh, concrete methods, but in interface we use only abstract methods. We can achieve 100% abstraction in interface, but in abstraction it we 50% of the abstraction will be achieved through abstraction, but 100% will achieve through
Okay.
interface.
So can we declare static method and default method in the interface?
Mm, Interface, no,
Okay.
sir. Uh,
Okay. So can we create object of abstract class?
no, sir. The abstract class cannot be
Mm-hmm.
instantiated.
So how you can use the abstract class?
Um, we only means in abstract class we just declaring the variables and the
Okay.
methods uh, with by we implement those means by inheritance concept. By inheriting concept, we use those methods and writing the implementations. The abstract classes are not instantiated.
Okay. So what is constructor in Java? What is
Sorry, sir.
constructor? Yeah.
Constructor. Constructor is constructor is the same as a class name, sir. It is used to initialize the variables, class level variables
What are
and
the types
methods.
of constructor?
Uh, Parameter constructor, non zero constructor, and parameterized constructor. Default for when we write a class creating an object, a default constructor will be called. For parameterized constructors, we can initialize the values for the variables, class level variables inside the constructor.
Okay. Can we overload the constructor?
Constructor, Yes, sir. We can overload the
Okay, can
constructor.
we make the constructor fine?
The public
Yeah,
constructor,
yeah. Can we
sir,
make the constructor final?
sir,
Yeah,
final. Um, Final means, oh, we can make, sir, because, but if we make a final, the implementation cannot be changed, so we can't make the constructor as final. Because if we make final to the in the constructor to the constructor, we can't change the implementation inside the constructor,
okay,
so we can't write constructor as final.
okay. So, can we overload the static method
Static methods can be overloaded, so
and can we override it?
it can
Can we
overload it.
override the static method?
Static methods can overload and overwrite, but the method hidden will be takes means method hidden is possible in use it, and when we use the static method overloading or overriding,
Okay,
method hiding come into place.
okay. So, what is static variable?
Static variable means it means when if we declare any variable as a static, it will load while we load the class itself. We can't create object means if we create object, but before creating object also, uh, we can access the static variable.
Okay. Okay. What is string in Java? Yeah.
String, sir. String, it is also a class, but group of characters. String is it is a group of characters. To initialize any group of characters, then a string is used.
Okay. Why string is immutable?
But string is immutable. Yes, string is immutable because we can't change the value of a string, because the values we store in string are stored in a string constant pool. When we write another string in that value, then the reference value will show, it will show to the same reference of the string, so we can't change the uh, that value of the string. So those are strings are immutable.
Okay. So,
One reference will be allocated for that string, sir. If we want, if if we try to change, then it can't be changed. For that reference value, that string is changed. If we stored in another
mhm.
string variable, then the value will be changed. Otherwise, it will not be changed. So the strings are immutable.
Okay. So, what is aggregation?
Aggregation. Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Okay. What is super in Java?
Super means it comes under inheritance concepts. Means we are from parent class to subclass. We are taking from parent class to subclass any methods or variables. Then super come into existence. If you want to access any variables or methods from the parent class or super class, uh, means that only parent class is only super class. Then a super keyword come into existence.
Okay. Okay. What is exception?
Exception is a Exception is nothing but it disrupts the normal flow of the program. Uh, Means it will it may be any type. It may be compile time or a runtime.
Mm-hmm.
There are two types of exceptions: compile time exception, runtime exception, and we can handle those exceptions by using the try catch block uh, or a throws keyword.
Okay. What is super class of the exception?
Super class of the exception, sir. Don't
Okay. What is final blank variable?
sir. Final
Final variable.
final variable means uh, for that application you can't change in the future
Okay.
throughout the application is called final variables.
Okay. Okay. What are the types of exception?
Uh, Input output exception, arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, in array index out of bound exception, class not found exception,
Okay.
uh,
What?
SQL exception.
Okay. What is runtime exception?
Runtime exception means um, for for example null pointer exception comes and or array index out of bound exceptions. For example, if we use any array, we don't know at the compile time only. It may be the size may be extend out of that array size. Uh, while running the program only we come to know. So at that time the program will compile successfully, but while running the program it will give that array index out of bound exception. Means the errors coming exception comes at runtime is called a runtime exception.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what is array list?
Array list. Array list. Array list it is a type of a class from it is implemented from a collection interface. Mm, Means
Okay.
it is from a collection interface. Array list it is a group of objects.
Okay. And when to use the array list?
In collections, we use the array lists uh, because it is a growable structure. Uh, Means for array, it is a disadvantage that we can't increase the size,
Mm-hmm.
and that will overcome in the array list. We can add elements, we can increase the size. It will allow the duplicate values also, but it will allow the null values.
Okay. And what?
For accessing storing it is easy for when we use array list.
And what is difference between array and array list?
uh, Array uses the homogeneous data. Array list uses the heterogeneous data. It is of a collection of only same data type. Array is a collection of similar data type.
Okay. And how hash map work internally?
So
How hash map work internally?
hash map internally works as a tree map.
Okay. Okay. Have you worked on the any database?
uh, I used MySQL.
Okay. Have you written
Sir.
SQL queries?
Yes, sir. I wrote.
Okay. So can you write the query? So you have to print the all the duplicate names and the count of that duplicate names.